Hello, everybody, and welcome into that Real Texas Team podcast, episode 115. And we're here to talk about week 16 against a very lowly Raiders team. My name is Curtis. If you're new here, make sure you go like, subscribe over here, and hit the head on over to this AFC South show. Hit the like, subscribe over there. If you've never been here before, then this beautiful chocolate man on the right side of your screen, his name is Mike. His mic is muted for whatever reason, but you can check him out at Mass 3 Productions. Make sure you like, subscribe, notification bell, wherever you can.
Goddamn, Max. Yeah. I was sitting over here talking shit. Nobody heard me.
Hey. Not even a little bit. Let's see here. All right. So playing the Raiders, one of the big issues before we even get in too deep here, just don't fucking overlook this team.
Please don't.
Don't let the Raiders beat you because you're thinking about we got to play the Chargers next week. There's a good shot that some of these guys on the injury report don't end up playing, and that'll kind of dictate a lot about the way this game is kind of played. But let's get into the injury report. The significant injuries, as far as like marquee names or names that we should be worrying about, would be Alshire, Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, Derek Stingley, of course, and Christian Kirk, all labeled questionable ahead of this matchup against the Raiders. At the end of like there's a really solid shot that we win this game without all those guys by a lot. Like we're favored 14.5 in this game. There's a solid shot we beat them by 27 or more, even without the names at the bottom, especially without Christian Kirk. Because I mean, we've been doing basically that without him anyway. But it does lend itself, specifically the Chubb and the Marks injuries. If they were both to miss, one, I'm okay with Woody Marks missing. He needs to get some actual R&R in at some point in his life because I'm tired of seeing the man limp off the field all the time.
At least once a game, man. It actually starts. The first few times it happened, it made us really, really nervous. But after a while, we started seeing him limp off, expecting him to come right back.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, taking this Raiders team, again, you don't want to overlook them, but taking this bad Raiders team that was just shut out by the Philadelphia Eagles, if we are without all five or specifically one of these guys, do you think it makes that big of a difference?
The running backs, not as much, but I would like to have at least one of them. I would actually personally rather Chubb.
Yeah.
If I was choosing between the running backs, Alshire makes me a little bit more nervous than anything. Being that, do we know who plays middle linebacker if Alshire isn't there?
It's either Henry T or EJ Speed, who are both healthy.
They're both considered fully healthy right now.
Yeah.
The defense was a noticeable difference without EJ Speed and putting Christian Harris and that other guy, Damone.
Yeah.
It was noticeably below.
Yeah, it was. Christian Harris very often out of position and everything else, but I would imagine Henry T slides in there, and then you're probably running with EJ Speed and Christian Harris. Even still, like you still have Petrie, who's going to be probably covering Brock Bowers more than anything.
All day, every day.
Especially if there's no Alshire.
Because Henry T's foot speed is still.
Right. EJ Speed would probably fill in those Alshire. I think he's probably about the same kind of athlete as Alshire, even at this stage in his career.
I'll be honest, actually, EJ might be a better athlete than what Alshire actually is.
I mean, Potentially, but I don't remember exactly what his injury was, and I don't know if he's 1,000 or like 100% healthy, or if he's like 97. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
got a couple comments here. Let's see. Random Andy's World Lover.
Random dandies.
Oh, yeah,
random
Dandy's World Lover. Hello with a question mark.
That's a little different.
Yeah, for real. This is not a text thread, but I'll take it. Sal, I'm just concerned about our defense against the tight ends. Always seems like an issue.
The last few weeks, definitely.
Valid concern.
Not against the Chiefs.
Definitely not an issue against the Chiefs. I would say that we kind of put a pretty tight lid on Tyler Warren. He never really like broke loose for any big plays. It was really just the one touchdown. And he had 3 catches for 25 yards, including the touchdown. Yeah. So, I mean, we've done pretty good against some athletic tight ends. Brock Bowers is kind of a freak of nature for the position. He's kind of like the size of Travis Kelce and the foot speed of like prime Delaney Walker. It's crazy.
Brock Bowers has wide receiver speed. He actually does. And I'm not talking about top level wide receiver, but
yeah, no, I mean he lines up as a wide receiver. So like, you know, Kamari Lassiter and Jalen Petrie are probably going to be covering him a lot more than you expect. But I'm not afraid of this passing game. They're going to target Brock Bowers and Tyler Lockett. We were talking before we started the show tonight about how
totally forgot Tyler Lockett was
Jacoby Myers is still the Raiders' leading receiver, and he's been with the Jacksonville Jaguars for coming up on 6 weeks.
That would actually be frustrating for me if I was a receiver for the Raiders.
Yeah, it'd be incredibly frustrating. Now, Brock Bowers has not had a massive opportunity to put a massive dent in Jacoby's lead. He missed, I want to say, most of the season with an injury, but yeah, their second place receiver is Tyler Lockett, and he's only been with the team since probably week 6.
Yeah. They
got Trey Tucker, who's got a big play capability. He can take the top off of defense. He's very athletic. Geno Smith leads the league in interceptions, and he's back for this game.
Kenny Pickett wasn't much better.
Kenny Pickett was markedly worse. That was the second lowest yards in an entire game for the Raiders in franchise history. They had a total of 74 yards.
You know, I watched that game. You know, maybe remember. You remember that one Broncos game where there was actually no quarterbacks on either team? Both of them literally. Who were they playing that game? Both teams basically literally picked up a quarterback off the street to start from that week.
Was it like a COVID game or something?
Yes.
God, I remember that. Yeah.
Both teams threw for a combined like 80 yards.
Yeah.
That's how I felt watching that game. Because I'm going to be honest, even though the Eagles blew them out, Jalen Hurts wasn't looking that impressive either.
No. Teams are able to run the ball on this Raiders defense. They're able to throw all over them. It is not pretty. But with some of these injuries, it opens up opportunities, and we're going to get Jaws the extended cut. Okay.
Yeah.
That's if there's no Woody and no Chubb, the Lumberyard is sitting on the sidelines this weekend. You're going to have Jaws. You're going to have Dare. Fuck. And what? Probably British.
Probably some British. I'm not opposed to a little bit of British.
Yeah.
Because I don't like Jaws. I don't like what they do to Woody. I've told you that before.
Yeah.
Woody's a little small big guy. He should not be running between the tackles as much as they do him. Especially when they were doing it when Nick Chubb was healthy.
What's up, man? We're That Real Texas Team podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome in. Texans fan, I assume?
Hope so. You gotta like a good team.
Right? Hit that like
button. Be a Cowboys fan, but come over, convert.
We're always accepted in the Church of Texans.
Hallelujah.
Domingo. No, I'm just playing. But you're going to see Jaws with more opportunities to kind of figure out if last week was, okay, you guys played the Cardinals, or, okay, we might have a player here, or shit, this guy might be our Arian Foster, which I think is like a 0.001% chance. I think realistically, right now, you want Woody to be running back one. You want Jaws to be the second, third down back behind Woody. And you want to bring in Chubb on short yardage situations.
So you're in the same boat as me. As Dari's from here, and I don't really want to see him play running back anymore.
No. I want him to do what he does best, and that's special teams. Hell yeah.
Well, welcome.
But I have hope that Jaws can repeat it. If he repeats, then now it becomes, okay, well, next week we're playing an actual defense in the Chargers, and you know, what can you get out of Jaws? Now, if he does what he did against the Cardinals this week, and then also against the Chargers, that's when we start, that Arian Foster percentage starts to skyrocket a little bit.
It really, and the conversation changes. Okay, so is Woody his backup?
Yeah,
that's what the conversation would be.
At a certain point, that is definitely what the conversation is. Now, another unsettling and kind of annoying thing about this, Jaws is like 26.
He's older.
He's been in the league for 2 years.
Has it been 2 years already?
This is his second year.
Oh, so he was an older out of college guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We drafted him out of Louisville in 2023.
So he's one of those guys that got 5-6 years of college.
Yeah.
Probably a JUCO year or something.
More JUCO. Everybody got a COVID year. Some people got multiple, and then you got Diego Pavia out here. Just I don't know.
Bro, is he like 28?
It's 25. I think if he would have won the Heisman, I think he would have been the oldest Heisman. I'm not positive about that, but
did Chris Winkie win the Heisman? I know he was in the running.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Chris Winkie was old as shit.
Yeah, I know. Didn't he play baseball and then came back to college football?
Yes, I didn't even think you could do that.
Yeah, well,
he came back to a starting position. He wasn't just on the team.
Well, Jordan Akins did that.
Mm-hmm.
James Casey, he did that. Remember that? That's a throwback.
About James Casey.
But look, defense did not like their own performance against the Cardinals last week, allowing 20 points to the Cardinals. They want to do better. I think that this offensive line for the Raiders is the worst. This offense scores the lowest amount of points per game, 14, and they gained the fewest amount of yards in a game at like 244. This is a bad offense that has never gotten their first round pick, Ashton Genty, going. They've never got Geno Smith to play, smart football and not have to throw risky passes every time, because Chip Kelly was highly overpaid to be the offensive coordinator. By the way, they fired him like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
And the offense did not get better.
Did not get better.
They didn't even get a quick boost.
Yeah, and this is just not a good Raiders team right now. I think Pete Carroll knew that. I think Pete Carroll is. I actually don't blame him for most of what's gone on this season.
I don't think Pete Carroll hired Chip Kelly. I don't think that was his decision at all.
Yeah.
But I think it was one of those ones they did him sort of like they did Lovey. Hey, man, be thankful we gave you a job. We're going to do this. Follow along. Just roll with it.
Yeah. 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 So, yes, the defense should absolutely crush them. The offense and Kaylee. I mean, if we're not talking about big points at the end of this game, something's gone wrong.
30 plus. I say 30 plus with the defense not giving you any points.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can't get 30 plus, there's a bunch of us that are not convinced that Nick Caley's the answer or the solution.
I don't know any Texans fan that thinks he's the solution.
There's probably one or two around there, some randos. But there's nobody that thinks and if he can't figure out a way to put up 30 plus on this defense, that if we're being honest, they might be tanking.
Might be, bro. They're all about Fernando Mendoza right now. I can tell you that.
It's as they should be, and that's my whole point. When you're playing against a team that doesn't have a very good reason to win at all, they don't have a reason to win.
Yeah.
But other than the guys over there that get paid to play football, they're playing for pride.
Yeah.
Those are the only guys that might be able, like even Pete Carroll. I think at this point they've had a conversation with Pete saying, "Hey man, you're coming back next year. Don't worry about it."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be too outside of the Raiders' norm to sign somebody to a multi-year deal and then fire them for whatever reason. But
it's still a Davis in charge. It may not be out, but it's still a Davis.
It's true. And I didn't know this until today. They have fired 3 GMs in the last 3 years.
I didn't know that either.
They are the definition of a failing organization. Their home games are really just road games because Vegas is just such a hot spot for visiting.
Tourist, yeah.
Yeah. So there's not really ever a home crowd. This is a team.
They haven't actually been good since they've been in Vegas.
Well, I don't even think that would matter. The Chargers are, in the playoffs every year, and they still don't have any fucking fans. They got that one Asian lady who sits at the front row, and everybody knows her for some reason.
Because I think she used to be a San Diego Charger fan. She's one of the fans that did follow. I know a bunch of San Diego Chargers fans, and a lot of them are out on the Chargers. When they left the city, they were like, fuck them. I'm just not a fan anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
Sort of how a lot of us Houston Oilers fans did.
Brandon, I do believe that you will do better than Chip Kelly did. Honestly.
It's a low bar, but I think you definitely cleared, B.
I think so. But, I mean, CJ's been playing good football as of late.
Mm-hmm.
The running game looked the best it's ever been all season last week. The defense has, up until last week, and it's not even like last week was really that big of a but the defense has been just destroying everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might have the opportunity to let some dudes rest and still hang up 40 points on this terrible Raiders team and control the game from starting kickoff to the final whistle. There's really no, if we're sitting in the third quarter at 13-6,
there's something wrong.
We have problems that are very, 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 very large. And if that is what's happening, then these are the problems names. Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. They need to be silent. I mean, the only time I want to hear Brock Bowers and Max Crosby's name during this fucking broadcast is when the announcers are like, you know who I haven't said the name of in a while? Brock Bowers, Max Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
What are these guys doing? Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. The Texans are blocking the hell out of them. Or the Brock Bowers, he's just not open.
Because the thing, looking at the Raiders receiving options, Brock Bowers should actually be getting double teamed all day.
All day.
Maybe even a triple team occasionally, depending on where he's at on the field.
Now, I will say, and I don't know if everybody's aware of this or not, but Matt Burke, our defensive coordinator, has been getting a lot of interest from some head coachless teams.
I told y'all that was going to happen. The minute he took over the defense, I told you it was going to happen.
Yeah. Shit, sorry, I read Brandon's comment and kind of forgot where I was going there.
Well, with him getting those type of things, I hope he's talking to D'Amico. He's talking to other guys because he knows quite a bit of people around the league. He's been in the league for a minute. There's some people saying, hey, if you're going to leave for a position, don't leave for a stupid one.
Mm-hmm.
Make it like I said, don't leave for the Titans.
Yeah. And the Titans are one of the teams that's expressed interest in him. But realistically, these last 3 games are another part of a showcase that Matt Burke can put on, say, hey, look at my defense. Look what I can do with the defense. Now, obviously, if he were to go to Tennessee, you don't have the pieces at all like you got in Houston. You've got an offense that's, significantly worse than ours, and they spend a lot more money on their offensive line than we do, and their defense is basically Jeff Simmons and when Trevondre Sweat decides he wants to show up.
And that's the craziest thing about it is we all love football and we talk about, I don't know how to fix the Titans. I literally have no fucking idea. I don't have any suggestions. I don't like.
First of all, you got to have Amy Adams-Strunk needs to go. She's
put her upstairs and just tell her, stay up there.
Well, she hires somebody who becomes like the new, you're my football guy, you tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. Okay. She brings in a new person, and then that person will be like, I like this coach. And then the coach will come in and Miss Amy will be like, all right, we're going to do everything this guy's way. And the new GM / football guy that she's anointed makes all the calls. Well, then it doesn't go well. So then they fire her right-hand man, her football guy, and they're like, okay, the head coach is now my football guy. Tell me what we need to do. Well, I want to bring in this GM. Okay, we'll do that. They bring in the GM. It doesn't go well. They fire the coach. And then the GM becomes their new football guy. So it's a weird dynamic. I mean, when the Titans actually hired a GM this season, they had the NFL do an investigation into what kind of interview it actually was, because the terms of what it is to be a general manager were redefined by the Titans organization for the job opening. So basically, they hired Mike Borgonzi from the Chiefs, and he doesn't have to do anything at all that doesn't relate to football directly. There's a bunch of like other, like
administrative things.
Right. They have another guy named Chad Brinker who does that. And right now, that's Miss Amy's right-hand man is Chad. Chad's been there for a minute. He hasn't always been the right-hand man, but he's been around for a minute. So she was too quick to fire Vrabel. She was Honestly, too quick to fire Rand Carthon. I think hiring Brian Callahan just because he coached Joe Burrow
and too slow to fire him.
Well, yeah, should have fired him after the first season, but
and they wouldn't have been in this situation, that this limbo of not really knowing which direction the team's going in.
Right.
That's my one thing that I will say, and you're correct. Mike Vrabel should probably still be the head coach there.
Yeah, but instead, here we are.
And we laughed when Jacksonville hired their the Wonder Boy.
Oh yeah, Gladstone.
Yeah, we laughed, but looking at it, at least he's not the Titans guy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a low bar, but yeah. But yeah, look, you want Max Crosby, and to get back on topic here, you want Max Crosby and Brock Bowers to be a non-factor, and it's going to be hard to do for both of those because not to use Madden terms, but I'm going to use them. They're X factors. They're the guys that you're going to have to double team, or double team works on both ways. You're going to have to double team. Brock Bowers is a literal freak of nature. Cover his ass
and he's healthy.
Exactly. So treat this like you treated the Chiefs game and go out there with something to prove, even if you're down all 5 of the guys who are questionable. Treat it.
And the thing to think about, this is almost like a preparation game for that Chargers game.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a similar situation, except for the talent's going to be ratcheted up a little bit more. Because
he breaks legs.
He does. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. Because the Chargers are pretty much the same thing. They have a amazing pass rusher on one side that's wasting away. Probably a good way to put it.
Khalil.
And on a offense, they have a Rondé who's doing some amazing things at the tight end position as well.
Yeah.
So use some of this practice to figure out things that might work against these guys.
You gotta figure it out. Other than that, the things that are outside of the Texans' control, we'll be doing a little bit of scoreboard watching for playoffs.
Just a little?
Just a little. It's week 16. Shit gets crazy. So off the rip, if Jacksonville loses to Denver and we beat the Raiders, we become the first place team in the division. If only for a little bit, because we still have the final games down the stretch here, but we have the better division record, conference record. We would be tied overall. So, it's still anybody's race, but we would take the lead. The Chargers-Dallas game, I've been hearing Landry Locker talk about, we want the Chargers to win so that next week, they're not worried about getting in the playoffs. They can potentially, rest people. I want the Chargers to lose. I don't care. I would prefer actually the Dallas wins anyway, because the Eagles won today, and does it give them 10 wins, or are they at 9?
I think they're at 10 because Dallas is actually out of it now.
Yeah,
they know they're out of the playoffs. There's no chance.
This is the only time you'll ever hear me see this. I prefer Dallas win, just because I don't want the Chargers feeling any type of way positive coming into this game.
Well, it sounds crazy. It's going to sound really weird, but I don't want any laydown games for the rest of this year.
Yeah, they all need to be big. I mean,
they need to be, so we can keep that momentum going. You have a team that is really just, we don't care anymore. And I'm talking about a playoff caliber team. I'm not talking about like the Raiders and the Cardinals of last week. I'm talking about a playoff caliber team. It's just, we already in there. We don't need to play anymore.
Exactly. Doesn't really do us any favors. But Monday night, San Francisco at Indianapolis, big game there. Basically, the entire AFC playoff field is watching that game. If the Colts were to lose, then a lot of playoff clinching scenarios start to go into effect.
One after another. Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to figure out. We'll figure out a lot of stuff because I don't think the Indianapolis Colts are going to come away with a victory on that one.
Not likely.
Buffalo at Cleveland. I don't think Buffalo's going to lose this game. But if Cleveland were to somehow pull some magic out of its ass and beat the Buffalo Bills, and we were to win, they would become the 6th seed or the 7th seed if the Chargers win. Well, we would become the 6th seed and the Chargers become the 5th seed until we play next week.
Yeah.
Now, if the Jags lose, then the Jags would take our spot and we'd go be the 3 seed.
The thing about it is, it's just so crazy. If we're being honest, Buffalo did lose to Miami.
I know.
It is possible.
It's definitely in the realm of possibilities. Do you want to bet on that outcome? No.
No, I'm good. I like keeping my money.
Exactly. And then finally, you've got New England and Baltimore. Now, this one's got interest on both angles, okay? You know you're going to get an AFC North winner, and they're going to host a playoff game. Would you rather go to Pittsburgh or Baltimore?
Pittsburgh.
Just humor me. Why would you rather go to Pittsburgh?
I'd rather go to Pittsburgh because I just don't like what Baltimore has held over our heads for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're looking at the two teams, I will say Baltimore is definitely a more complete team than the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers have been the benefit of what they say the Texans and the Jags and the Colts have been. Oh, it's a real bad division. And y'all just were the best of the worst.
Yeah.
I like New England and the Steelers are two teams. I was like, okay, the Steelers have lost games. I don't think New England's played anybody.
I mean, no, they have like all of the top 4 seeds have like the lowest strength of victory or strength of schedule. It's crazy. Got some comments here. Why go anywhere? We are going to be the division winner. Look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But the reason that we're keeping an eye on this New England-Baltimore game, it's not just because of Baltimore. It's also because of New England. If Baltimore wins and Buffalo wins, Buffalo becomes the 2 seed.
Holy shit.
If that happens, we're almost guaranteed to be going
to Buffalo.
To Buffalo.
Yeah. I don't want to go to Buffalo.
No.
And it has nothing to do with the team. It's literally just the fucking weather.
1,000%. It's literally just the fact that it's in fucking Buffalo and there's going to be a 2.5 feet of snow on the ground. Yeah.
And I don't believe our team's built correctly for that, because one of the things you got to do with a blizzard is run the shit out of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Who's our running back one?
Exactly. It's Woody, unfortunately. I wish it was Joe.
Oh God, Joe, where you at, man?
Bro, I think he JPP'd himself. I have no source on that, but I think that's what happened.
He talked so much shit about dude not knowing what he was talking about, but the season is dwindling down, and you still haven't been to a practice, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Tank Dale's at least at the practice.
Mm-hmm. But look, let's just say, because basically the Steelers could lose out, and all they have to do is beat the Patriots or the Ravens at the end of the year, and they would be the division champion.
That is some sorry shit.
Yeah, the Ravens are coming into this week 7-7. So they need it. The Patriots need it because they still are trying to fight with the Broncos. for the 1 seed. If the Patriots lose, Broncos have that 1 seed locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they win.
I'll be honest, I don't really care.
I don't either. Because realistically, if we're the 3 seed or whatever, that means we'd be hosting whoever the 6 is. So if that's
could be the Chargers again.
Could be the Chargers again. Could be the Patriots.
Shit, can even be the Bills.
Well, if it's the Bills, then the Patriots won the division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it could be the Jags, it could be the Patriots, and it could be the Chargers.
That's a lot of couldas.
Yeah, it all depends on these last couple of weeks, because once we figure out, once this week is in the books, I think we'll have a clear picture of what's going down from here on out.
Like a lot of it really, like I said, if Denver loses to Jacksonville, a lot of points are just mute.
Yeah.
Because who does Jacksonville play the rest of this? Tennessee and the Colts again?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's pretty bad. Yeah, there's just not a lot going on for as far as like intense games for the Jags here down the stretch. This is it. If we're going to catch up to the Jags, the Broncos have to win this game.
We need the Jags to jag.
Yeah. They should have. We need them to jig when they should have jagged.
And that's the thing about it, because the Jacksonville has normally shot themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
The years to when Jacksonville's had it almost locked up or they had a playoff locked up, they've always shot themselves in the foot. It's never been that the other team just outplayed them.
Brandon says we would have to crush them because I don't see us getting favorable refs versus the Bills, Pats, or Chargers. I think we would against the Patriots and the Chargers. The Bills, I think if they're like, to feed into the conspiracy theorists out there, if there is a script, this is the year Josh Allen is supposed to get his ring. Now, can you fuck that up for him? Yeah, you fucking can.
Now, let me ask you this. If this is the year he's supposed to get his rings, would this be similar to the Lakers winning the championship in the bubble?
What? Because like nobody.
Josh Allen doesn't have to face Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson to win the ring.
Yeah.
The two guys he ain't been able to beat on a regular basis.
Or Burrow.
Or Burrows. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he gets his ring when he doesn't have to compete against it.
Mm-hmm.
If I was CJ Stroud, I'd be offended.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. I feel like there might be a world where being the 5 or the 6 seed is your best bet. Because realistically, you want the Bills to lose one game down the stretch, and you want the Patriots to win the division. If the Bills lose a game down the stretch and you win out, and the Patriots win the division, they're behind you. So if you end up having to play the Bills, they're coming to you. That is the ultimate thing. I am not super intimidated by this Chargers team. They did not look good against the Eagles. They did not look good against the Chiefs.
They don't look like a playoff team. They really don't look like a playoff team.
I will say that they do, in the sense of they're doing just enough. Just enough. They're not gaudy in any sort of statistic, but they're doing just fucking enough. Like a cunt hair less. And we're talking about a couple losses in a row.
I feel like they've been like what the Chiefs did all year long, to where they were just barely in it.
Yeah.
Like none of their wins have looked impressive. Their losses have looked bad.
They beat the Titans 27-20. And the Titans, I don't think, had an offensive touchdown.
Shit.
So, look, the Chargers defense is good, but, whatever. I want to get your score prediction for the Jags and the Broncos. I'll give you mine. 31-30, Denver. The over-under is 46.5, and the Broncos are favored by 3.5.
And see, I'm a little different. I believe Denver can win this game, but I definitely don't believe it's going to be. I think 17-13, Denver. Because I don't have any faith in Denver's offense, and I honestly believe Jacksonville's had a lot of good weeks these last few weeks, but Denver's defense is a different animal.
Okay. San Francisco, Indianapolis. I went 19-7, San Francisco.
23-10, San Francisco still.
Okay. I don't see the Colts winning this game.
I don't see the Colts scoring double digits, really. I wanted to say 9, but I know it's complicated to get 9.
Yes. Now, the Texans and Raiders line is the most ridiculous shit I've seen in a long time. We are favored by 14.5 points, and the over-under is 37.5.
You want to know the only thing I saw more ridiculous than that? Did you see the Oregon and James Madison line?
No, what was the line?
Theirs was actually 15. It was a solid 15.
Damn. Well, college football has those a lot more often. You don't see that.
But not in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is James Madison, and it was Oregon, and it was like 30-3 at halftime.
Yeah, it was bad. It really was bad.
So, I mean, like college football, they generally have the pulse on that one. Sometimes there's exceptions when they have like a rivalry game against a team that's, doing bad for like their normal standard, and then, an Ohio State type who fuck around and loses to Michigan somehow.
Yeah.
I have the Texans beating the Raiders 40-0.
The disrespect is real.
Now, if that were to happen, I don't know the last time, and I'm going to look it up real quick, but I don't know the last time that one team was shut out twice in a row.
The Raiders would be the team to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, if they did, it'd be hard for them to watch around. Y'all really going to keep Pete Carroll? Y'all really going to keep him?
The last time an NFL team was shut out in back-to-back games was
Oh, no, you shouldn't be laughing that hard.
Was by the St. Louis Rams in 2014, who blanked the Oakland Raiders 52-0 in Week 13, and then shut out the Washington Redskins. Oh, no, that's the other way around.
That's the other way around. Okay.
Other way around.
Team never gets shut out 2 weeks in a row to get shut out. Damn, I didn't know that Rams defense was that goddamn good. Because I remember that team. Who we got here?
It's not pulling up anything.
Yeah, because it probably doesn't happen.
Okay.
Pause. Seriously.
I'm trying to. So the question was, has an NFL team ever been shut out twice in a row? And it says the Steelers pulled off a three-peat shutout in 1976, and then closed out the season with another back-to-back, and opened 77 with another shutout for another three-gamer.
Oh, but that was a very, very, very good defense.
Yeah. But that's one team doing the shutting out.
Yeah. Makes me believe that it doesn't happen that often. Your confidence in it is amazing. Mine isn't that high, and it ain't because the Texans won't do it. Right? You know how I feel about them long ass field goals for no fucking reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going 41-3. I think they're gonna get one fucking field goal.
I mean, valid.
Because that and the fact that a lot of times the Texans have a bend but don't break defense.
That's true. I mean, and well, we usually allow. I mean, the Titans in the shutout this year missed 2 field goals. So
yeah, they just missed them. Part of the other reason why I don't feel like the Colts are going to put up very many points in San Francisco, even though their defense isn't that great this year.
Well, it's because everybody's fucking hurt.
Yeah,
there's nobody left.
That's part of the reason why it was sort of funny that Robert Saleh finna get interviews. I was like, this year?
Any chance of a Raiders score? It's possible.
It's
Brock
low.
Bowers, I think, would be your most likely scorer on offense, and then there might be I don't know if they got like a special teams guy who's just been fucking killing it or something.
It'll be a fucking random Tyler Lockett sighting.
Let's see.
But I also expect Daniil and Will to at least get a sack apiece.
Yeah, I mean, this defensive line should absolutely destroy.
And the only reason why I say a sack apiece is I think they start lowering the snap count for both of those guys this week.
Yeah.
Just to protect their bodies and protect them from themselves. But I know Will's playing for a contract. Daniil is already on one. He's just playing to stay here another year because we already extended him. He was under contract for this season anyway, and we gave him another year on top of that. I would love to see Daniil finish his career with Houston. I don't believe it's going to happen. Being that it's, like I said, we're already paying Stingley. It's going to be time to play Will and CJ. And Nico's going to come calling again in a few minutes too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking true.
It's time. We fucked off some of CJ's rookie contract years. We messed up. We messed them up. We had him there.
Well, I'm going to try to find that stat out, and if I can, I'll fucking tweet it out. You can check out my Twitter at this AFC South show, SHW, on X. Mike, I think this is a good spot to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to just take a moment to appreciate you for coming on this evening, talking Texans ball with me. Brandon, Random Dandy, Ian, Sal, Quee. Anybody else I missed? Appreciate you guys joining us in the chat. If you guys have anything, please hit us up at this AFC South show on X.
And I'm going to put this out there now. I can say, how many people are going to the game tomorrow? If you're going to the game tomorrow, put something in the chat. Let us know. Like I said, try to find me. Me and my son will be at the game. It's a surprisingly 3:00 game at home. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't remember one of these games during the regular season ever. And I've been a season ticket member for like 13 years. I don't ever remember a 3:00 game in Houston.
Gotta satisfy the West Coast, I guess. But
yeah, but we'll be there. I'll have my battery in my pocket because, like you said, we got a lot of games going on that I'm gonna be paying attention to while watching our game.
Yep. So yeah, make sure you guys go to @Mastery Productions. Follow Mike. Like, subscribe wherever you can find him. Do the same thing for the channel here, That Real Texas Team Podcast. Like, subscribe, notification bell so you don't miss us the next time we go live or drop a video. Occasionally, I like to do like a little video essay or something. But no. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Be good people. Go Texans. Fuck the Cowboys and the Colts.
Fuck 'em.